Hello, welcome to another day here in Tenerife. Um, Today I wanted to consider whether we can be animal lovers and still eat animals. So this is a question that sometimes comes up, and I think back to my own childhood. I grew up in Sheffield in the north of England, and I had a brother and a sister and a dog, a Labrador. We had not just one Labrador, but over the years we had two or three, and my parents still have a Labrador, and they very much consider themselves animal lovers. I mean, my sister, my brother, and I, we used to take it in turns. We That's a very loud parrot. There's a parrot in the tree just over there. I'll show you that. So my brother, my sister, and I used to take it in turns to take our dog for a walk. Uh, Whether it was raining, whether it was wind days, snow on the ground, sunny, whatever, we always took our dog for a walk. We loved our Labrador dog, and our family very, very much considered itself a family of animal lovers, as did I. And I never really considered the hypocrisy, because 4 years ago I became vegan, and I became vegan for health reasons. This is no secret. But what happens is, when when you take the change, when you make the change and you start eating a plant-based diet, suddenly, and I think this happens to everybody who takes the step, suddenly you become aware of all the things that you were that previously were completely invisible to you. So this was one of the things. I suddenly became aware that I had considered myself over the years to be an animal lover, and yet I'd been eating animals. I'd been paying somebody to kill them for me. Effectively, every time I went out and bought some cheese or some meat, I was not only condoning cruelty to animals and the death of the animals, but I was actually supporting it. Each time I bought the meat, each time I bought the chicken, each time I bought eggs, dairy, I was saying, please, this is what I want, give me more. And that's what the market does, and that's how we've ended up in this ridiculous situation where we are today, with far too much meat being eaten, far too much cruelty and all the rest of it. But anyway, so then you also have to ask, our society considers itself to be a society of animal lovers. I know in the UK, the UK says the UK is a nation of animal lovers, and millions of people own cats and dogs, and absolutely love these pets. I mean, they are an integral part of the family, and they are loved so deeply. And yet, just like I did myself, just like our families, my parents still do it, even though this love is so strong, they then don't notice the disconnect between then actually going to the supermarket and buying dead animals that have been, well, it's torture, really. I mean, they've been tortured, they've been caged, they've not had a life, and then they've been slaughtered for our taste pleasure. So there's an absolute disconnect between the love that people, the compassion that people have for animals, which is absolutely real, and the way that we've been conditioned to completely ignore that. I mean, it's almost as like when we see the meat in the packages in the supermarket, or when we see the cheese, we don't actually think of it as being an animal. I mean, the whole system is geared up so that we completely ignore that, and it's a deliberate thing, because I mean, obviously, if the animals were not processed in the way that they've been processed, if there was pictures on the packaging of the torture that went on, like happens on cigarette boxes, then people would be a lot less reluctant to just pick it up, throw it in the trolley. There's another piece of dead animal in my trolley, and carry on. So yeah. But this is one of the great things about going vegan. So what happens is when you take the step, as I did it for health reasons. This whole veil, this curtain is drawn back on what's really going on, and this is the real gift that going vegan really is. When you decide to take the step, suddenly you realize what you've been doing. You realize what everybody else is doing. Suddenly, instead of seeing the packages in the supermarket, suddenly you see what they are: the body parts of dead animals. And if you own a pet, it's a nice thought to know, I love my pet, I love my dog, I love my cat, and I also now have respect for all the other animals that are being tortured and slaughtered for people's taste pleasure, when there's absolutely no need for it. People can eat a delicious plant-based diet. But anyway, I am going off topic a little bit. All I want to say is that you can't be an animal lover and eat meat. It's just impossible. You can't go home, love your dog, take it for a walk, enjoy the comfort of a cat and all the rest of it, and at the same time walk around the supermarket with the body parts of dead animals in your shopping trolley. This is this is a huge disconnect. So if you have a pet and you love your pet, and I don't think, I mean, I did the same, so I'm not talking about you against me. This was me until 4 years ago, you know. I mean, I can't believe it, but this is how it was. I considered myself to be an animal lover, and yet I would walk around the supermarket with their body parts. So yeah, I hope that has given you all a little bit of food for thought. I hope you feel motivated to also take the step and become a real animal lover. Yeah, hope to see you tomorrow. Sorry about the distractions today. We've had parrots, dogs, all sorts, but I hope the recording quality is good enough. Thank you. Bye bye.